Why hello crafters! My name is Shea and today we are going to be making Easter themed DIY crafts to decorate this tiered tray. I am so excited because I actually made this tiered tray myself for under $10, which I will leave the tutorial right up here on how I did that. But I'm super excited. Ooh, I almost dropped it. That would have not been good for the tutorial. I am super excited to share with you these ideas. I am splitting this video into multiple different parts. So this is part 1 video today, and then each week I will be letting out a new video. This way I can give you a lot of creative and crafty ideas to get you ready for Easter in the spring. It's time to get DIYing for Easter, so let's get into it. It is time to make some really fun Easter decor today. I'm wondering if you decorate for Easter. Do you have kids in your home and you try to make it, you know, like a little bit of more fun Easter theme? Now these projects, you can get the kids involved and included, which I really love and I will touch on. So I cannot wait to show you how you can incorporate your children and your whole family in these projects. Let's go. For my first Easter project here, I'm going to open up Cricut Design Space and just upload an image that I pulled off of Google. I'm going to add layers to it on Cricut Design Space. If you're wondering how to do the layers, I also filmed a video on this, so be sure to check out that one next if you want to know how to create layers with the contour button on Cricut Design Space. I don't like to make my tutorials too long and too repetitive, so I made sure to skip that step in today's video because I've already shown it previously. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out each layer on a different color of heat transfer vinyl. Heat transfer, iron on, same thing. Make sure to change your settings to iron on and mirror your image, because this way when you go to adhere it with the heat, it's going to adhere the right and correct way that you want it. If you don't mirror the image, it's going to be backwards when you go to transfer it. I am using just an ironing mat that I picked up at my local Walmart, and then I like to put parchment paper in between whatever fabric I'm working with, so I put it on the inside of this pillow. I'm just measuring the distance to start with my silhouette at the base, and then I added a little Teflon sheet that I have. If you don't have a Teflon sheet, don't worry, you can use parchment paper, baking paper, wax paper. If you have a pillowcase or a receiving blanket from a baby in your life, whatever kind of thin material, something fabric maybe, you might have that you can put over top just to protect the little plastic transfer piece and your decal from melting. I really suggest you do it on a hard surface, so a wooden table, maybe a countertop if you can. I have done it on my wood floor as well when I didn't have any other option, but definitely something on a hard, solid surface underneath. I'm building my layers for this, so I started with the base, which was the silhouette, and then going in each layer at a time to add the heat and then make sure it's on there good. To find the heat settings, I just go onto the Cricut website and I type in Cricut Easy Press, and then I'm able to set my fabric on there and the type of heat transfer vinyl that I am going to be adhering, and it tells me automatically what settings to do. So it's really simple and user-friendly. I am also making sure not to leave it on for the full 30 seconds with my heat press because I don't want it to completely melt, and I'm going to be repeatedly adding the heat press over top of each layer. So it will definitely get its 30 seconds overall, definitely more than that actually, but I'm making sure just to do it enough that I'm able to remove the transfer piece and add another layer underneath without completely melting my heat transfer vinyl. Okay, so there are a couple of things that I did make mistakes on, and I'm going to show you. So one of them, the first one being that right here there's a little bit that I forgot to weed, I guess, or didn't weed properly, so it's just a little bit, and it's, you can't really tell from far away, it's gonna be a pillow anyways, but something I definitely forgot to do. Another one is it just looks like this, I guess, because of the angle. It's not actually that color, but on the camera it's coming up with like some sticky, shiny stuff. I also had cut out the little middle of this flower in this same color together just to make it easier when I was layering, and I guess I didn't realize and just cut it off. And honestly, I kind of like how it looks, so I'm not going to go and like add anything else. Because I'm adding so many different layers of vinyl, it did start to wrinkle a little bit, not much, just a little bit. So I think if I did have to add one more layer, this would be a wrinkled mess, but because I kind of went lightly, I didn't do the full 30 seconds
because I knew I would be adding more layers. And I also used this Teflon sheet that I have. I feel like that did make a big difference. Now we are going to stuff the pillow, and then it's going to be time to put it on the couch. I really love how this one turned out. It is so cute, and I made sure to leave the opposite side blank so that I can do it for another upcoming event or holiday. If you haven't noticed in my videos, it's a little bit of a trend to reuse things as much as possible. For DIY number 2, I decided to take this 4x4 frame that I picked up for $1.25 at my local dollar store. You can find cheap photo frames at any thrift stores. I guarantee you will find some. Put a square on Cricut Design Space kind of as my template and background that I want to work with. Then I added things like a little bunny photo that I got off of Google Images. I went ahead in a bunch of different fonts and typed out little Easter themed words. So things like bunny and spring. I'm making sure to change all of those to pen. So it is going to be the draw function on my Cricut. And then the back square there, the template, I'm making sure that is under cut because I don't want it to draw out. Now, before you go and do this, you want to highlight the entire image and press attach. This is going to tell your Cricut machine that you are wanting it to draw out and then cut out exactly around it. If you don't hit attach, it's going to cut out possibly on the bottom of the page or across the writing that you just made. I've made that mistake many times before, so I'm trying to save you from that because it does take a while for it to draw out those intricate designs. Save you some time. So I did try to remove some of this stuff with a lint roller, and please do not do this because it got all of the sticky lint roller stuff stuck on there, like the sticky part of it. And I kept this in the video because I wanted to show you this is not a good idea. I don't know why I thought it would be, but then I had to go in and really scrape this stuff off. So first I tried with my ruler and I ended up chipping the glass a little bit, which is definitely not what I wanted to do. The way I got this off, so if you have any sticky stuff like a sticker or maybe it's the scanning label to pay on really anything, you can just go in with some dish soap. I'm using some Blue Dawn dish soap, and I went in and just scrubbed it off with some warm water. So I was able to get that off, not a problem. Now the great thing is once you hit that attach button, your Cricut will automatically know just to draw it out and cut it out immediately once it's done, so you can totally forget about it while it's going. It will let you know when it's done. I did want to go in and add some color, so I went ahead off camera with my daughter's colors and markers, and I just colored in a little bit of it to give it a pop of color. I feel like spring is all about beautiful colors and flowers, so I wanted to add that aspect to it. I really love how this one turned out, and I just think it's such a versatile project. For this next project, I'm hopping back into Cricut Design Space, and I'm actually going to be using their images that are pre-done. I don't have the Cricut monthly membership. I use the free version, so I'm just going to go in and select free when I'm looking under images. I found this really cute one that I want to just knock out the middle because I don't want that writing, and then I'm just going to add some little cute Easter saying and put it in the middle. This is another one that I'm going to be drawing on another little dollar store picture frame. So I made sure to measure that out, and the template in the back matches that measurement. Now I'm playing around a little bit with my design, and I'm going to make sure to attach that together, and then also to attach it with the background. Now my Cricut knows that the black in the back is actually going to be a draw and pen function, and because I hit attach, it knows to cut out the outside little rectangle that I have set. So it is so important to hit that attach button. I cannot stress that enough. Otherwise, it will more than likely cut across your entire image that you just drew out on your Cricut machine. That can be extremely frustrating. Happened to me way too many times to count. For some reason, the dimensions that it said on the frame did not match at all. So I had to go in and trim it with my scissors, and then I went ahead and popped the backing off. Now this little bit that's supposed to fold over and hold the backing broke because it's a dollar store frame. So I decided to just go in with a hot glue gun, and then it kind of wasn't sticking still. So I decided to hot glue the entire back of the frame. Unfortunately, I will not be able to reuse this frame for multiple different events and holidays because now it's hot glued on there. It's stuck the way it is, but it was only $1, so not that much of an investment, and it's just super cute. I decided not to go in and color this one, just to give it a little bit of a black and white to match the frame, but you could absolutely go in and color this. And a great option is if you have kids, they can help as well. So my daughter would love it if I gave her some colors and this, and she colored it herself, and then I put it in a frame and put it up as decor in our home. So this is a really fun craft that you can include the whole family in. I personally kind of like it to look a little bit more, let's say, put together than a kid drew it. I mean, well, maybe this does look like my daughter drew it. Should I say that she drew it? Okay, I'm gonna admit it. It was me. But I think that's a really fun way to incorporate your whole family and the kids in a project. This last one I have shown in the past, but I'm going to make it Easter themed. So we have these little calendar blocks. Again, I picked up at my local dollar store, but you can make this with any crafting blocks that you pick up at your local craft store, Jenga blocks, dollar store, whatever you can find. Little blocks, you could paint them and then add some decals. If you don't have a Cricut machine, you could take a Sharpie or some markers and go ahead and draw the numbers and the months on there. So I'm just using the images on Cricut, again, the free ones, and making just a solid egg here. So I'm welding the shape together. I wanted it to look like a chocolate bunny and then a little golden egg. So I'm going ahead and doing that first. Super simple. All I had to do was size it out and then cut out my vinyl. I love how easy this project is, and because it is such a small little piece of decal, it cuts out really quickly. This project probably took me less than 2 minutes, including the designing part of it. So I really love how cute this turned out. I did feel like it was missing a little bit of something because, and maybe I cut the decals out a little too small, or I don't know, it just looked like it was missing something. So I went ahead off camera and cut out a couple of little carrots and added it on there, and I feel like it really completed the look. The carrots I also grabbed off of Cricut Design Space's image under the free section because, like I said, I do not have the paid membership, but I was able to make this for free. So definitely a great option if you don't want to pay the monthly membership like myself. I really love how these cute little dollar store DIYs turned out. All of this together was much under $10, so I'm very pleased with it, and hopefully this inspired some creativity in you to get crafting for Easter this year. Thank you so much for watching. I will have part 2 of this video out next week, and I'm so excited to share the rest of my Easter DIYs. That's a wrap on today's video, but have no fear, I have a lot more Cricut, crafting, and DIY content on my channel. So feel free to check out one of these playlists or videos here. Otherwise, I have a lot more content if you wanted to check out my channel. I will also leave my Instagram right down here if you wanted to shoot me a message, follow me for more crafting ideas. Please take a moment to make sure you are subscribed because I post new crafting ideas and Cricut videos multiple times a week for you and inspire some creativity in you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.